and all to calm down, and we got to go live.
But I've been doing everything to make it go away.
We gotta go.
I noticed it.
We gotta go live. We gotta go live.
Tell them we are having a very important conversation. I'm muting out now.
As you all heard, we're having a very important conversation, and she's muting out now. But before I start the show, one huge change from Saturday night to when I was able to edit and post this podcast is that Megan Henry made it to the semifinals. Please go and vote for Megan Henry. If you don't remember, we had her on as a guest a couple of weeks ago on Barracks Talk. She is trying to get on the cover of Jetset magazine. Go over there right now. Vote for her. She's in the semifinals, Group 7. She's currently fourth, I believe it is. And you can vote every single day via Facebook when you go to the URL that's in the description of the podcast. And it's free. If you want to vote more times a day, you can also donate to the B Plus Foundation. And you can give some money to get some extra votes, but that's where that money goes to. Without further ado, let's get on with Barracks Talk.
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff, nor the staff of dysfunctional veterans.
Let's get it started in here. Get this party started on a Saturday night. I'm on a highway to hell all night long.
'Cause I got friends in low places where
play that funky music, white boy. And I don't want to miss a thing.
Online and on the go on your mobile device.
Listeners' discretion is advised.
This is Barracks Talk. It's DV Radio.
Google broke the toilet.
But I think I just broke my desk.
Tonight, Google is planning on taking over the world.
You can dip Brussels sprouts in chocolate to make them look like cake pops.
$15 is a little steep for a bag of dicks. It should be like $14.99.
I'm pretty easy to please.
Not even want to touch it as much as I want to.
Are you sure?
And we just went there.
Boom, 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 boom.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio. Yeah, you listen to the podcast there, young man.
You're tuned in to WDVR on dvradio.net or by searching DV Radio on your TuneIn app on your favorite mobile device.
Because this is how it is on DV Radio.
That is how it is right here on Barracks Talk on dvradio.net, WDVR. I'm Bunnerwood. We've got Recoil, Google, and Oink. DV6 will be in momentarily. He's busy right now, but he's definitely going to make it for an interview that we've got coming up after the first break. Anyway, you did hear me, hopefully, before the start of the show, to go and vote for Megan Henry, the guest that we had last week. She's in the wild card drawing to make it to the semifinals for Jetset Mag 2019 cover. Hopefully she makes it. Let's just make sure she stays in first place. You've only got until midnight Sunday night. So go do that right now. How's everybody doing this evening?
Fantastic.
Alive and kicking.
Good.
Not yet 6 feet under.
Not yet.
Exactly.
I feel like I should be. I feel like I got jaw jacked from fucking hell. Holy fucking Christ. For those wondering why I sound so fucking different tonight, it's because I can't open my mouth wide enough to fucking talk and fully enunciate words. Had 5 teeth pulled Thursday. Out fucking standing. Not like on a Wednesday, and then Saturday I do the show. So I had 24 hours less to recover, so yeah, that's my life. Anyway,
So wait, your mouth is still swollen?
Oh yeah.
You should pick up arnica gel. That shit works.
I should do what?
Pick up arnica gel.
I'm good. You ever put shit on an open wound in your mouth? Fucking hurts.
No, you put it on your cheek, suckhead.
Well, I don't know. I've never used it. I've never heard of that shit. We just use warm salt water. That's it.
No, you put it in your cheek and it helps the swelling go down faster. And if you know that you're getting teeth pulled or whatever, you start putting it on a couple days in advance.
Wish you told me that before I had teeth being pulled.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
every time you talk about it. So now I remembered.
Well, I've only got like 4 or 5 more to be pulled, so good looking out, Battle. Good looking out.
I'm sorry.
So DV6 did make it back, correct, Google?
Yeah, and he brought the goddamn snow.
We heard. How much snow did you guys get?
I don't know. I didn't take a tape measure to it.
Well, usually you tell us that they told you were going to get a foot, and you ended up getting 4 foot. So that's what we've grown used to. You've spoiled us.
They didn't even tell us we were getting snow. So we got.
Wait. I got to back up a little bit. Oink, don't you remember seeing a little screenshot in our radio chat where it had, look at what's coming in. You might not want to come in right now. And it was like a big blue fucking blotch all over New Hampshire.
Right, but that was for Wednesday.
Yeah,
and
came in.
I went to bed when I went to bed on Tuesday night. I went to bed and I checked the radar again, and all that snow was gonna go right by us. I was like, yes, no snow.
And you trust the weatherman since when?
Well, I mean, at least they were right. It went right by us.
Oh yeah, it went right by you and decided to drop off a few flakes while it was there.
It must have doubled back.
Oh my
this
God.
came in last night.
Oh shit. So, what have you guys been doing since Six got in? I know he done a video today for the DV Farm coins, which you guys can get at mydvstore.com right now. I think they're $24, so go get them. The money does go to DV Farm.
I took another drive in to see the kids. Hey, chillin'. They taught me how to play Magic: The Gathering. I was so massively confused. So I ended up losing.
Nice.
No,
I've never
not
played
really.
that. I've never played that card game. All my friends did when I was in school.
It is very confusing when you're trying to learn it and you're playing against 2 kids who have been playing it for a while. I mean, and my niece is like, I gave you the easy deck. I'm like, oh, great.
What the hell? That's too funny.
She's like, I gave you the easy deck. It's got all the good cards in it. Okay. Then how did you freaking send me from 20 life to 7 in one turn?
Skip, reverse, draw 4.
No,
You're not allowed to kill your aunt.
No.
Oh, great. Well, sounds like you've had fun since Six has been back.
I did. I have.
Sounds like you've been taking a vacation since Six has been back. That was a joke, Google. You're supposed to laugh. Ha ha. That's what I feel is going on right now on the other side of this computer. Oh, man. So,
I don't know if anyone saw, but Six did a video of the barn project progress. They're doing really fucking good with this shit. Like, they started just over a week ago, and we had 3 stalls, just the bottom done. Like, and then we have some of the other side done. And then I think this week, I guess they're going to start building the top for everything.
So is it just the vets and the farm manager working on the barn and stalls and all, Google?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure for the people that are listening that may not know or be aware of that.
Yeah, I've seen some of the pictures, and I, put a comment on there if they want to come build a cabin out in the middle of the woods so I can get away from the outlaws. I mean, damn it, in-laws, that, it looks like they're doing a good job, so I mean, I trust them to build me a cabin.
Great. Good.
Well, it helps because our farm manager was an engineer in the Marine Corps, so we might have to talk slow, but he knows how to draw a plan to make it happen.
Do you use any supplies other than Legos?
Yes.
Just want to make sure. He was an engineer in the Marines.
I know. No, he's smart. I mean, he's not retarded.
Did I say anything about retardation? Did those words come out of my mouth? That was you,
No,
Google.
but it was implied when you asked if we were building with Legos because it was an engineer in the Marine Corps.
I'm definitely telling Andy now. No, Snoogie, he used finger paint. I've seen him. I've seen him!
He eats all the crayons, damn it.
We have an update on the septic stuff, but I know that 6 is not supposed to hear what the update is.
What? Why can't he hear what the update is? Is it that bad?
Well, because Andy wants to tell 6 because he wants to see the look on his face when he tells him.
Whisper it to us.
I know, right? So in short, no one has plans for our septic system, so we have to pay more money to have those drawn up.
Oh, well. I can't wait to hear 6 Monday morning.
I know. So we'll
This
have to have like a survey crew out and all that good stuff.
Oh, it's going to be fun for me because I get to get the brunt of it.
Yeah.
You won't believe what the fuck happened this morning. You know what Andy told me at the meeting today?
I know, right? I had asked Andy, I was like, do you want me to tell 6 when I talk to him tonight, or do you want me to wait? He goes, wait to tell him, because I want to see the look on his face. I'm like, God.
There better be video of this shit. We need to make a GIF out of that.
So yeah, I'm not very excited about that.
I'm so excited. Not really, because I gotta hide it.
Okay. So you guys have been doing these stalls in the barn, for the barn at the farm this week, so that sounds like fun. When do you guys estimate you'll be finished? Do you have an estimation?
Well, the original thought was once they started building, it would take about 2 to 3 months, but that timeline seems to have been moved up some, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm hoping like beginning of June, mid-June.
And you guys, I was going to say, are you guys planning on getting the horses pretty much as soon as it's finished, or?
Yes.
Cool deal. That'll be fun because it'll be great because one, it'll be less hassle on you and 6 and the vets having to go out and do all that with the horses because they'll be right there, and 2, the horses will be right there, so it'll be even more fun, you know, the animal therapy and stuff like that.
Right.
Because I mean,
yep.
And they will be helping to take care of the horses and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Now I just need to start looking into liability insurance.
If you guys didn't know what I was trying to do, I'm trying to get Google to explain what will be happening once the stalls is built for the barn and when the horses get there and what the vets will actually be doing. But Google can't take a hint tonight because she's trying not to giggle for some reason.
What? I'm confused. I'm so lost. I've been confused, like, I swear, like, all day.
Take a week off and then comes back.
I know. No, today it all started when I left my house like 15 minutes after I wanted to leave, and then 20 minutes into my drive I came upon an accident that had just occurred. So of course I had to pull over and play first responder, and I was there for like 45 minutes, and ever since then it's just been like, I don't know what happened.
Really quick, talking about the farm and the farm coins, if you'll go to Dysfunctional Veterans Facebook page or the DV Radio page, you'll see a picture that someone tweeted out to us where they just received their DV farm coin. That's what one side of it looks like. Obviously, pictures do not do these coins justice whatsoever, and if you're wondering where you can get yours and how you can get yours, it's only $24, and that money goes to the DV farm at mydvstore.com. I think there's only a limited run, Google, is that correct? Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you want one of those coins, make sure that you get it now. That way you're not sitting there, well, you sold out. I wanted a coin, you guys. Like, oh my God.
Oh, man.
It's a business. It's hard to keep certain things on the shelf once in a while.
true.
Oh, but
Especially things that are done in limited runs.
that's good. We got recoil over there. Speak it up when it counts most.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Captain. This was illogical.
Oh, man.
Oink sends me a fucking picture last night of Captain Kirk saying, beam me aboard, Scotty. And then he beams Captain Kirk a fucking board, a wooden board.
That's fucking perfect.
Right? I said, I wish they'd actually done some shit like that when they got like when their minds were like fucked up or something. That would have been fucking amazing. Oh, but oh shit, I forgot where I was going with this show.
I don't know.
We do have an interview, like I said, after the break with Mikel Burroughs from ripmedicaldebt.org. If you've never heard of Rip Medical Debt, they actually buy out medical debts for civilians and veterans, and they do not ask for anything in return from you. They're a non-profit. They buy your medical debt, and you have to worry about it no more. You heard right. They buy medical debt. They take your ass out of debt when the VA is like, fuck you, that was an emergency. So hopefully we can ask him some very pertinent questions about that. He is a full bird colonel. He is the highest ranking officer we've had here on Barracks Talk. We're just moving up in the world, guys.
Ooh, I like it.
I like it like that. Okay.
So we gotta watch our P's and Q's.
Right. We need to get a general next, right? Yes, no, maybe so. God damn. Fuck.
I don't know. I've been retired. I forgot how the rank system works. I think so.
Oh,
Here I am, the one that doesn't want to do the show because I feel like I got punched in the mouth with a goddamn lead pipe, and you two over there. I'm shooting you guys. It's Todd Day. Like,
Sorry, my new rank is DD214.
oh my god. Shit. Excuse me. Excuse me. The damn sun drop is like...
At least you can belch easier with no teeth.
Oh yeah, that makes it a lot easier there, recoil. Yeah, totally. Oh shit. Fucking hell. Tiffany. I love the way Google said Tiffany. Speaking of the way people talk, I've got to find this,
I'm sorry.
What?
Is anybody else enjoying the fucking endless array of Joe Biden memes?
I was getting ready to bring that up before I brought up what I was getting ready to play. Talk about that a minute there, Recoil.
This was the best I've ever seen. He's like sucking on the ear of the triggered girl.
Oh. I haven't seen that one.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh my god, that's great. Where is this at? Ah, shit. Microsoft, stop being retard. Stop being a retard. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, we've got... What's the chick's name that... AOC? Is that her name? Cortez?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Oink sends me a video last night of AOC addressing all black crowd in a completely new accent. Now, I want you to listen to this voice before we play the next video, which is even more hilarious because of what she said in it. But anyway, just listen to this voice. It's only 45 seconds. And it's not played. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
This is what organizing looks like. That's right. This is what building power looks like. This is what changing the country looks like. It's when we choose to show up and occupy the room and talk about the things that matter most, talking about our future. You know, Reverend, you bring up a funny anecdote, and I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working retail, folding clothes for other people to buy. There is nothing wrong with preparing the food that your neighbors will eat. There is nothing wrong with driving the buses that take your family to work.
Now, I'm just waiting for somebody to go, yes, sister, preach, sister. This fucking dumbass is standing in front of a black crowd. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure she's like some type of Latino descent. This is, and she's sitting there going, I don't know what be going on, homie G's. Like, that's how she's talking. She's trying to be with the sisterhood over here, like.
You know what's funnier? And more, even funnier than that. So she was called out on it by several different organizations and people and stuff. So she took to Twitter and sent out a tweet and said, I live in the Bronx. This is how I talk.
Oh, really? Well, let's prove. Let's prove.
That is, I never heard you talk like that. I'm sorry.
Let's prove that a fucking fake news story, because on Instagram Live, she compared climate change and the world ending in 12 years to the civil rights movement and people protesting against African Americans. I'm not going to play it all, but I just want you to hear a little bit of this so you can hear the voice change.
How many years until the world ends again? We have 12 years left to cut emissions by at least 50%, if not more. And for everyone who wants to make a joke about that, you may laugh, but your grandkids will not.
Okay, so why does she sound like she's stuffing her mouth with gummy bears? Because she is. And not only that, we're talking about this chick who's pushing green, and she's building furniture from IKEA made out of wood, which somebody actually brought up in the live video. And so she goes on to talk about the 12 years that the world's going to end because of climate change, and that it's so bad that it's just like the civil rights movement and people protesting against African Americans. But yet, she doesn't sound like a sister from the Bronx, yo. Like, she be talking normal and shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought I'd seen the worst in politics when we had the 2016 election. This bitch fucking topped that. Like, holy fucking Christ. And Nogs just said something in chat that made me want to fucking burst out in laughter.
You need to get the cock out of her mouth?
Yep.
You couldn't say that? Why couldn't you just say that?
Because I'm laughing.
No?
And his jaw hurts.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, somebody said you should join the Bang Bus, and she thought they said Congress.
Recoil, what was it you said before we went on air about people voting for her? What was it you said? Something about how she manipulated people into voting for her?
Man, I'm just amazed that it happened.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, the more I see of this chick, she was on Seth Meyers the other night, and I told Oink this. It was last night, wasn't it, Oink? She was on Seth Meyers. I hate watching Seth Meyers, but I was here, didn't have nothing else to do. I've watched about everything there is to watch. She comes out, and he asked her about the cow fart thing. You know, I love how people like to twist things and make it in their own narrative. I never said that. I'm like, yes, you fucking did. Its own fucking video. Cow farts came out of your mouth. That is exactly what you fucking said.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, from the aspect of like not being a career politician, I'm actually for that. I mean, our government is supposed to be for, of, and by the American people.
Right.
You come, you serve, and then you go back to your regular lifestyle. I don't think it was ever intended by our founding fathers for us to have career politicians, and even moreover, politicians to get paid their full salary for the rest of their lives afterwards.
Right.
But
well,
I mean, I'm all for electing somebody who is not a career politician, but to elect an idiot, I don't understand.
Right, and I'm right there with you, Recoil. I think you at least should have basic elementary skills and knowledge of how our governmental system works. I mean, they were teaching I'm just a bill when I was like 2 years old. So, actually before that. But come the fuck on. If you don't even know I'm just a bill and you're sitting there in fucking politics and don't even know what the fuck's coming out of your mouth because you're too focused on gummy bears and IKEA furniture, pretty sure you shouldn't even be getting paid for it. Like, I don't know. Every year I think I've seen the worst in politics, and it gets worse every fucking year.
Every year you're reminded you are wrong.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, how the, in particular the Democratic Party, but how they've gone from freaking nut jobs to complete morons is like, it's nuts. At least some of the other ones, although I may completely disagree with their political views, at least they're intelligent.
Right, and it's on both sides of the spectrum, Democrats and Republicans. You got intelligent, smart motherfuckers on both sides, and then you have those dumbasses that they put up on the front fucking screen for all of us to see, and you're like, this is who's leading my party? Really? And people are fucking eating it up every fucking day. I don't understand. You can't top this, stupid. Here, hold my beer, says Midnight Frosty. Yes, Schoolhouse did rock. I'm just a bill, yeah, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Hey, hey, hey. I can't remember the guy's name that done that, but he died like a couple years ago, didn't he? Because I think we mentioned his name in the memorandum at the end of the year. I love that dude. He done a lot of voices. Anyway, back to Barracks Talk right here on WDVRDVRadio.net. I'm Bonerwood. We still have Google, Oink, and Recoil. We're just sitting here telling you our opinions like it matters because it doesn't. Actually, it does. Facts don't matter. Our opinions matter. According
Just
to
like
20,
all the rest of politics.
According to 20-year-olds. Oh my god, I'm serious. Like, you think you've seen the dumbest of dumbest, not just politics, but in the world in general, and something tops it, and you want to facepalm your face to the point of non-recognition. That's how bad it gets. Or you want to punch your balls until you can't make kids anymore. One of the two. Because you don't want to see your kid turn into that. Like, what's that, Recoil?
I said, dear God. Get my balls out of this.
Oh, I've not coupled them in a long time. I got to start doing that again. It's been quite a while since I've coupled your balls, Recoil.
Has.
Yeah, if somebody can find the...
Seems like a lifetime.
I was getting ready to say, if somebody can find the last podcast that I coupled Recoil's balls, we might give you something. I don't know. We'll come up with something. You got to find the last time it was said in the last podcast. You have to find the date, the title of the podcast, and the last timestamp that I said something about coupling Recoil's balls. This podcast does not count when it's on podcast. So don't even try to pull that
You'll win
shit.
a patented DV attaboy.
Attaboy. And for those wondering who won the Sunday morning coffee show naming contest, DV Radio did. Because we didn't have any acceptable names for the DV Sunday morning coffee. What we're going to do is we're probably going to take some of the show idea names and come up with our own, but we're going to take those and help us make a show name. So if you see it and it sort of sounds like something that you may send in, probably was influenced by your submission. That's all I can say.
I have one for you.
What's that?
Morning Joes.
We don't have any Joes on the fucking show.
Really? You weren't a GI? Because I was.
Oh, so fucking funny. Wait, let me put my ribs back in place there, Recoil. Dick. Oh, man. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Hey. Oh, my God. Oh my God, what was that?
I don't know. I just felt like it.
I heard a Google giggle.
You heard a Google giggle?
I heard a Google giggle. I missed the Google giggles. We didn't have Google giggles last week.
No, we didn't. You know what? We should make a whole segment of Google giggles.
The giggle. The Google giggle off.
She's over there like, I'm going to kill them both. I'm going to kill them. We're going to try and have video for you guys for the interview that's going on after the break, but we do need to take a break. Stay tuned for the interview with myself, DV6, and Michael Burroughs from ripmedicaldebt.org right here on Barracks Talk on dvradio.net.
DV Radio.
You're listening to WDVR, only on dvradio.net.
We're back on the air.
DV Radio.
And we're back to Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net. We're sitting here with RIP Medical Debt Organization, and your name is Michael Burroughs. What exactly is your position with RIP Medical? And just really quick, like 30 seconds of your military history, if you don't mind.
So yeah, I'm the vice president of military and civilian debt acquisition and relief. Retired colonel of 37 years with the active duty, the Guard, the Army Guard, and the Reserves. 9 years enlisted, 28 years commissioned. Just retired in 2012, and had a great opportunity to work with an awesome nonprofit organization that not only is helping civilians get out from underneath healthcare debt, but also our veterans.
And really quick, before we go into the full interview, because I'm going to let DB6 take over from here, what got you interested in doing what you do today? I know you have prior service, you want to help those that's in medical debt, but is there something else that triggered that, hey, I want to go do this for my fellow brothers and sisters?
Well, there's a couple things. Number one, because I'm the chairman of the board for Victory for Veterans Foundation, which is also a nonprofit. One of my board members, Sergeant Michael Thurian, actually had to file bankruptcy, because of healthcare debt, and he doesn't mind me sharing that on the air at all. I mean, he is he's a great warrior. 3 tours in Iraq, and really sacrificed for his country and medical debt. So that was one reason. Another reason is I really think that this financial burden that we have on our veterans out there, I can't prove it. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a specialist, I'm not an expert, but I think those that are suffering from PTSD and TBIs, having this additional financial burden could cause us to lose veterans in the future. And I lost a father-in-law who died from suicide on 8 December 2015. And when that happened, I went full bore ahead into this nonprofit organization. They invited me, and I want to help veterans, and I want to help civilians as well.
Right. Wow. That's one story for the record books right there. I'm going to let DB6 take it over from here, and we'll get started with the interview. DB6.
Michael, is that Russian?
No. The parents just wanted to be different. They did a good job. I mean,
where were you born?
In Washington, Illinois.
Dad's from Illinois, Danville. But anyhow, all right. Usually there's a sign, but at least you didn't say San Francisco in the 60s.
No, little old Illinois.
Mikel, yeah. Well, I just found out about you through Bo, and I did just a quick internet search and watched a couple videos, and I think that's awesome. Let me see if I got this right. So basically, debt is exchanged. You can buy and sell debt like a commodity, and basically what you're doing is buying medical debt for certain individuals and forgiving it. in contact?
Yeah, let me kind of back up just a little bit. So just so you know, we are buying it. We're buying it from debt buyers that have already purchased it from healthcare providers. And I've got experience. I've got past experience in that area as well. So these are people that I used to compete against when I was buying healthcare debt to make a profit. And we're going out, we're buying it randomly, okay? We don't do it on an individual basis. So right now it's just a random act of kindness. We haven't cracked the code yet on being able to do it at the individual level, because the price that we would have to pay would be much greater than what we're paying today. So that's basically how we're doing it. And when we get access to this debt from these debt buyers, we're actually able to go through what we call the Soldiers Civil Relief Act database, and we're able to find people that have served, veterans, people that are currently serving, no matter what service they're in. So that's how we're finding the veteran debt.
That was a question that Google had.
Yeah, it's all random. So it's
one of the questions was, do these individuals reach out to you? You pick them, you locate them yourselves, right?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've had thousands of individuals reach out to us and really tell us some awesome, heartfelt stories. And we respond to them and we say, hey, you know what? We hope that we come across something, in your area for you. But right now we just can't do it on an individual basis.
So are you the first, this is the first I've heard of anybody doing this, and I know there's tons of nonprofits, charities out there, but are you the first to do something like this?
I don't know for sure, but everybody tells me that works for the nonprofit that we are definitely the first. I've not seen anything else out there like that. And, one of the great things is, we reached out through our attorneys in New York, to get some language around what we're doing, and because it is a random act of kindness and it's considered a gift, there's no 1099 requirements. There's no taxpayer requirements for the people that we're giving this gift to, which even makes it better.
Michael, let me get a better understanding on this, and hopefully some of our listeners will understand too. So take me through the step. What do you, as your charity or nonprofit, what do you do? What's the first step you do when take me from the beginning to the end, like on one typical case? Or
okay, all right. Well, people have reached out to us either through our website or through our development team. Both can be connected, through our website. And they said, hey, look, we really love what you're doing. It's been churches, it's been NBC affiliates, TV stations across the nation, and just individual donors. And hey, we love what you're doing, and I would like to do something in this particular state or in this particular city or in these counties. And if it's a TV station or a radio station, this DMA. And then we get that information. That information comes to me. And what I do then is I go out to a secure site, where we've put these portfolios that have been made available based on our qualifications, either 2.5 times above or below the poverty level, 5% more of their gross incomes going for healthcare debt, or they're just insolvent, they're completely underwater. Right. And I go through and I search that database for those particular counties, those cities, and I just see what's available.
And is it a lot of information to sort through? A lot of people in trouble?
Yeah, I mean, because we have access to right now probably close to about $8 billion worth of healthcare debt that we can search through based on what a donor requests. We do it on a national basis. We can do it on a regional basis, a state basis. And then once I get those figures put together, we send that information back to the donor and say, hey, is this what you were looking for? And if they say yes, then we take their donation. Probably about every other month, I'm going out and I'm making a purchase of anywhere between $30 to $40 million worth of healthcare debt. I put those statistics together, and we show then the donor, hey, this is the number of individuals that you're affecting and the face value. And once they say yes, we put together a standard letter. We can identify the donor in the letter if they want it. They can be anonymous. If it's a TV station, we put their logo on right next to our logo on our yellow envelope. And then we do the mailing. So that I just took you through the whole process.
Yeah, so it works in tandem. So a donor approaches you is usually the first step and gives you the money to be able to do what you guys are good at.
Right.
And he just basically wants to help somebody.
Absolutely. That's
and
it.
as many people as possible. And then you put your expert knowledge in the field to use. Wow. Now I get a better understanding. So what's on your wish list? Well, my wish list right now, and I'm just being honest, and I hope I don't step on anybody's toes. My wish list is my wish list is that a couple of our debt buyers out there that we're reaching out to. We've got one. I can't mention them by name because of an NDA, but I've got a debt buyer out there that has access to $36 billion worth of healthcare debt that they've bought since they've been in business. And that would give me a lot more leverage to help more veterans, because today, as of today, we've probably abolished close to $65 million for veterans and their families alone. Mike, can you tell me what as the United States, Huey? Wrong day. What would you say? Do you have an idea of how much debt the U.S. holds in medical debt? The population of the United States is around 265.
Yeah, some figures that we looked at, and again, this is I'm guessing. I mean, I've seen some figures. It's kind of changed. I think it's greater. But we're looking at probably close to $2 trillion worth of bad debt just across the United States right now. $2 trillion. Yeah. Okay. And that's because of the high, co-pays. The out-of-pocket expenses have gone crazy. Okay. Since Obamacare was around. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And, to give you another example, here's a figure that we picked up from Congress when we met in Washington, D.C. with some senators. And it wasn't actually me. It was actually Craig and Jerry, the co-founders. But they're estimating that there's probably close to around $4.5 to $5 billion of veteran health care debt just for emergent care. These are veterans that have had to go to the emergency room. These are veterans that have been stuck in the quagmire of paperwork and haven't gotten their disability benefits. It's just, it's unbelievable. And
they're in never land and that piles up and they're waiting on their claim.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a friend right now who sits on my board of directors with another nonprofit that I work for, a veteran nonprofit. And he had to file bankruptcy because his debt got so overwhelming for his family before he received 100% disability through the VA, for his lungs and PTSD, it almost put him into ruin.
Well, go ahead.
If you don't mind, Six, I'd like to cut in. You mentioned emergent debt there, Michael, and I have to attest to that. I've had to go through and have emergency care, and the VA's basically like, this isn't an emergency. And the closest VA medical hospital is just around 2.5 hours from me. And I've had to have my appendix taken out, my gallbladder. I mean, I couldn't make it, Is that stuff that you see a lot of these veterans having to deal with where it's like, that's not an emergency. You could have made it.
Right. No. And I absolutely disagree with that assessment. And if anybody from the VA is listening, or any veterans out there listening to this program, if you have that same type of situation, we're telling you, hey, do not deal with the local VA that's made that assessment. First, go to the 1-800 number, call Washington, D.C., complain, let them know how many hours you're away, how far you had to go, and that is an emergency. I mean, I had to go to the emergency, and thank goodness, I've got TRICARE because I'm a retired colonel, but I use the VA as well because I'm a combat veteran. But I had to go to the emergency room because I was passing 2 kidney stones. And if anybody tells you that isn't an emergency, talk to a woman who's in labor and about ready to have a baby. But I tell you, and if you can't get any satisfaction through Washington, D.C., through the VA, through the main VA there, because each one of these little VAs kind of are like their own little sink domes, contact the Inspector General. The Inspector General oversees everything that the VA does, and file a complaint and try to get your money back, because that is ridiculous. Okay? Not every VA system has emergent care. Not every VA is close. And that's one of the reasons that I'm part of this nonprofit, RIP Medical Debt, is because we're trying to make a difference for our veterans. They should not have to carry this debt when they've carried the country on their back. That's just my personal feeling.
Again, I think the idea of what you're doing is awesome. Unfortunately, one of the things we didn't do at the beginning, and you just reminded me, your prior service. Give us a little background on what you used to do. And
yeah, I mean, look, I've got a combination. I started back in 1975 as a private, so I'm kind of dating myself a little bit. But I've spent 37 years in the United States Army, the Army National Guard, and the Reserves. It's a combination. No break in service. 9 years enlisted, 28 years commissioned. I've served in OIF 05, 07, and this is my way of giving back to all of those men and women that have served our country, and this is what I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing before they fold my flag.
Before they fly, I learned a new one. Bo, what else you got there, bud?
Honestly, I just want to give you and everyone at the nonprofit props. It, like you said, it's one thing to sit there and get in debt because you're an idiot, but it's another thing to get in debt because they're basically telling you you don't deserve this medical care and stuff like that. But I was in shock and awe to see that this nonprofit was doing what you've done, and you've not went mainstream yet. We talked about it before the interview. What you guys are doing is just tremendous.
If you have any advice, like you've explained, like how do you help people, and it's not really, I can't just say, hey, I got debt, can you help me? But for those that are listening that are carrying medical debt, especially veterans, besides calling, is there any other tips you could give them?
Man, I wish there was. I mean, I wish I could give them all kinds of advice. I mean, if they're dealing with a lot of debt, because I come from that industry as well, because not only did I spend 37 years in the military, which is a combination of active duty, guard, and reserve, but I spent 42 years in the collection industry. So that's where my experience comes from, buying debt. And the best advice I can give veterans is, number one, don't give up if you're fighting with the VA and they're disapproving payment, okay, for something that, you really had to get an emergency for. Go through those steps that I mentioned earlier, eventually get to your Inspector General. Don't give up. A lot of veterans, they just kind of throw in the towel and they give up. Please don't do that. And if you do have a lot of healthcare debt that you're out there managing, even if you're a civilian, call your provider, call the healthcare, the healthcare provider that you're dealing with. Get on the phone. Don't wait. Try to make arrangements up front. See if you qualify for charity, okay? There's a lot of people that are embarrassed and they don't fill out the paperwork for charity care. Go back to the hospital and give them the necessary information that you get, because you might qualify, okay? But work with them, open it up and just say, hey, this is what I can afford and this is what I can't afford, and try to make the best possible arrangement. If it's past that point and it's with a collector or it's with a debt buyer, and they're calling you and everything like that, call them back. Try to work out a settlement. Try to work out a settlement for a lower amount based on your income. Some of those guys will really work with you. A couple of the debt buyers I'm dealing with, when they find people that are really, really indigent or insolvent and stuff like that, hey, they'll even stop calling, man. If you just open up and you're honest with them and you really let them know where you're at, they'll stop calling you, okay? And they'll write the debt off. They'll write it off, and put it on the shelf and never call you again. So those are things, that's the best advice I can give. you asked me earlier what was on my wish list. This is another thing that's on my wish list, especially if you have any healthcare providers that are listening. We're getting ready pretty soon to go out there and go directly to healthcare providers and go to hospitals and go to physician groups and go to ambulance companies and say, hey, let us take a look at your AR. We're not interested in the people that have a high propensity to pay. There are people that need to pay their debt, okay? And it's important to, our society, and it's important to our country, that people are paying. And there's people that qualify for charity. We're not interested in those. We're interested in that group right in the middle that are kind of stuck, okay, that just will never be able to pay. Let us look at that. We'll come to you. We'll provide you with the fair market price, and we'll buy that debt directly from the healthcare providers. So that's where we want to go in the future, because we know there's millions and millions more out there that would qualify.
Oh, if you got a rich uncle or something, he's getting ready to croak, keeping these guys in mind. After the farm, of course.
Now, really quick, Michael, your website is ripmedicaldebt.org. If anybody wants to get in contact with you guys, say an organization or something, where can they contact you? Through the website, Facebook?
Yeah, right. No, if they go through the website, there's a link in there that'll go directly to our development team, and our development team will follow up with them very, very quickly. These guys are taking calls every day, and it's off the wall. It's great. And we love what people are doing. This has been great for churches, big church organizations that really want to make a difference in their community. That's the best way, through the website. Absolutely.
And just to clarify, individuals can donate as well, correct?
Oh yeah. We get restricted and unrestricted donations every day. Any amounts. We get $500, we get $1,000. That's what keeps us going. We're very, very small. We're a very, very small operation, but we're doing great things. And the other thing that listeners need to know, that a dollar of debt buys $100. So for every dollar, we can buy $100 worth of debt. And that's great for people to know that. So our minimum donation for people that want to really run a campaign is usually about $15,000, and $15,000 will abolish $1.5 million in debt. And we make sure that they get every bit of that.
That's great. That's wonderful. Six, you want to take us out, or you want me to? Or
you're the pro. I appreciate you coming on, sir. It's a great organization that you have, and I'm gonna make you a little uncomfortable here.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
You know what? I used to be uncomfortable with that, but you know what I tell everybody? It was an honor and a privilege to serve our country.
Oh, all right, you got me there. All right. I agree with you. Wouldn't be DV without putting my foot in my mouth. All right, thanks, Michael. Bo, go ahead, do you think?
Yeah, Michael, thank you. Props on the organization. We look forward to seeing you guys in the news, hopefully very soon. Everybody, that's ripmedicaldebt.org. Thank you, Michael.
All righty. You guys take care. Thank you.
So, yeah, what do you guys think of Rip Medical? DV6 had to scat out. I think he's going to bed. But anyway.
I think it's pretty awesome. I hope that they're able to meet their aspiration of one day being able to help individuals. But I completely understand why they can't. Because as soon as somebody knows that they're trying to buy out a specific debt, now the price goes up.
Exactly. What shocked me the most is when he said $1 debt or $1 donation buys $100 of debt, and I fucked that up in chat. But could you imagine giving $5? That's $500. A lot of people are only in debt a few $1,000s. So $10-20 can get one person out of debt tomorrow. That's what's so fucking wonderful about this organization.
Yeah, and what he said about, those guys that are stuck right there in the damn middle where they don't qualify for any kind of, assistance, because either they make just over that threshold dollar amount that, qualifies them for that certain aid or whatever you want to call it, to, the guys that actually, like you mentioned before, can afford to pay their debt. There is that group of people that are right there in the middle, and they feel stuck. And I've been there. I won't say with medical debt per se, but with other issues, financially, and to have something like that, knowing that there's somebody out there looking for those guys specifically, hats off to them.
Yeah, those people that are in the middle are the ones most of us actually want to help because they're trying to do something for themselves.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, you have a job, you're trying. Oh, no, I'm sorry, we can't help you.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think what was even more surprising is when he said bill collectors or debt collectors that are calling you and getting on your nerves, if you'll just talk to them, most of them will write off the debt. That really surprised me because I know here in North Carolina, some of these people are assholes. They're straight up dicks. And when I wasn't able to work at all back in 2010 and all of that, they called my house 24/7 and they said, I don't care if you can work or not, you have to pay this. So there are some out there, like he said, that will work with you, that will probably write it off and never call you again, and it never goes against your credit, never goes on your history report. So talk to them. Tell them what's going on. Yeah, a lot of you want to fucking have pride about it, but just talk to them. If you need fucking help, don't be a fucking hero and try to do it yourself, because sometimes you can't. Just fucking talk and reach out. But that's ripmedicaldebt.org. You can find them on Facebook as well as Twitter. I found them actually on, I think it's the late show called Last Week's News Tonight or something like that. I can't think of the name of the actual show. I think that's how it goes. But the host of the show came up with this idea to make a fake debt buying company. And he bought up like $1 million worth or more of people's debt. And he talked about RIP medical debt and what they're doing, because what debt agencies essentially are is basically insurance for fucking hospitals and stuff like that. And he basically got all these people out of debt in one night with this fake debt agency. Like, I was like, that's great. But yeah, that's how I learned about him.
Yeah, I watched that video and it was kind of funny because he pokes fun at Oprah. So definitely go on their website. I'm not gonna ruin anything else, but go on there and check it out.
Yeah, that video is actually on their website. I was like, hey, that's where I seen you guys. Hey, you guys. Oh man. But yeah. So, how was everybody's week? Have we talked about that yet?
Man, I've been busting my neck all week long.
Really?
Yeah. That's in the words of creepy Uncle Joe Biden. Apparently, people bust their necks when they're really busting their ass.
How do you bust your neck?
I have yet to figure that one out.
Oh no, but don't tell him you'll help him bust his neck, because you might end up in prison.
I was gonna say something else, but I gummed my tongue.
Don't reach an ass around him because he starts freaking up.
That's what it is. He don't want to say ass because he might get turned on in the middle of public.
I mean, you can say I've been busting my hump all week, or
Oh yeah, that's what Biden needs to say. I've been busting my hump. Yeah. Hey everybody, I've been busting my hump this week.
Let me come up and whisper in your ear, and you can feel it.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna let Biden do it. Not gonna do it today. Now, Biden.
I mean,
sorry.
You could say, he could have used any other word for ass. I mean,
I'm sorry.
There's plenty of words that.
I've been on this Dana Carvey George Bush impression kick for 2 weeks because I loved that impression. So every chance I get, I'm like, not gonna do it, not gonna do it. You remember that time that Clinton feller thought he was gonna do it? Didn't do it, did he? Not got caught with a cigar. Yeah, not gonna do it. If you don't get the cigar reference, kids, go look it up on YouTube. Fucking sipping on Mountain Dew and I do not recall. What the fuck? You don't recall having sex in the fucking Oval Office? Really? Pretty sure John F. Kennedy would even say I recalled that with Marilyn Monroe. But anyway.
Oh, yes, we can ask him.
Recoil, how was your week?
Oh, fantastic.
Sounds enthusiastic. Well, you all know how my week went.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
well,
it went so beautiful, man. Like, oh my god, got teeth pulled. Had a great day. Shit.
Did the Tooth Fairy show up?
Do what?
Did the Tooth Fairy show up?
I said had my teeth pulled.
I said, did the Tooth Fairy show up?
Oh, I thought you said Tooth Fairy shop.
What the fuck would the Tooth Fairy shop for?
I thought you asked me, or I thought you said went to the Tooth Fairy shop. That's what it sounded like you said, the way you said it.
What the fuck is a Tooth Fairy shop?
I don't fucking know. That's why I was like, I already said I had my teeth pulled, guy. Like, we need to get you a new mic. That's what we need to do. Speaking of which, if you don't donate to DV Radio,
you're gonna have to keep listening to my shitty mic.
Oh man.
Well,
speaking. What the fuck just happened?
Sounded like a cat fight.
With the same high frequency voice.
God.
Speaking of DV Radio and donating, myself and DV6 have some things in plan, hopefully for very soon, if he would stop taking his time and thinking about it too much, because that's what makes us have to wait to release shit to you guys. I was like, dude, I've been ready for a month. You're still fucking holding the reins on this shit. But look forward to that. I look forward to having fun with you guys doing that. Hopefully you guys will like it as well. If you want to contribute to us and you can't actually give donations to us, which you actually can do on dvradio.net on the homepage, on that page, dvradio.net, you can buy Battlegrounds coffee from Ubora Coffee, UboraCoffeeRoasters.com. A portion of that bag goes directly to DV Radio. You can get the 12-ounce bag or wait for it, 5 pounds, and you get free shipping. Yeah. Excuse me. So
maybe tomorrow.
So you can do the Ubora coffee, or you can actually just give us a monetary donation, and all of it goes right back here to DV Radio for everything from the music license to the website to equipment to software. Unfortunately, we haven't put any of it to equipment yet, as you can obviously tell, because we don't get that many donations, believe it or not. And what little we do all goes back into the website, music license, stuff like that. We do have a sponsor. His name is Nightcat Productions. That's right. His name is Nightcat Productions. Go check out Backseat Navigator as well as What the Forecast. It's a weather app that has a little bit of humor dropped into it. And Backseat Navigator is one of those cursing, fuck you, you took a wrong turn at Albuquerque navigational systems. Speaking of navigational systems, I asked him about the Y219 navigational system fuck up thing that's going on, because apparently they're all going to reset in 2020. Did you guys hear about that?
Did not.
Not either.
Wait, you did or you didn't?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is Alaska, so there's really like 2 roads that we travel, so.
Yeah, so you guys still use the star system, right?
Pretty much. There's not a lot of cities, not a lot of lights to drown it out.
Right.
So.
Right. But I don't know the full story because I just heard about it yesterday, I believe, because I actually tweeted out to Nightcat Productions about Backseat Navigator. We were joking around if it could handle it and all. But apparently, come 2020, all navigational systems will reset. But no worries, it's going to be okay. It's happened before, which I don't know why they're making a big deal out of it now if it's going to be okay and it's happened before. Kind of defeats the purpose of making it into a news story and warning people that it's going to happen, right? Or am I wrong? Or
what the hell exactly does reset mean?
That's what I don't understand that either. They're saying the navigational systems are resetting, so I'm so confused about the whole fucking story.
I wonder if it has to do with something that the magnetic poles are shifting a little bit.
Are they taking us back to, like, I don't know, when we came from Mars or some shit?
From Mars and Venus. Yeah, I don't know what it means exactly. I don't know why it's doing it. I need to look into it, I guess, some more and find out what the fuck is happening. I just started on the 12 o'clock news, I believe, Friday. So, but yeah, I'm like, so we don't need to worry about it, but you feel the need to warn us that it's happening, even though it's happened before and nothing happened. Like, that's like saying, there's a bomb going to blow up in central LA. No worries, it's only a 5 milligram bomb. Nothing to worry about. It maybe an ant might get killed. Like, why even warn us? What does it matter? Like,
wait until North Korea gets a nuke and let us know that.
Exactly. What? I don't know. They said 2020. My mom's asking me if it was supposed to happen today. They said 2020 yesterday.
What's happening in 2020?
They said yesterday 2020. I don't know. It's the news. I don't believe them. I'm arguing with my mom about the navigational thing. I don't know what's going on. And now my brother's probably going to look it up on her tablet. But if you guys have some more information about Y219 GPS navigational systems resetting, please let us know.
Okay.
Oh, shit. So how was your week, Oink? We didn't get around to you.
Typical week. Truck takes a shit. I did get a new washer and dryer. It's actually running. Can you hear it? So there was one positive, one negative. I take what I can get.
Thanks.
For those that's missed the last, 8 months of Barracks talk, every once in a while you'll hear a rocket taking off in the background. That was Oink's dryer.
Yes.
Sound like I hear it.
It sounded like I had a permanent pair of boots installed in it, rattling around.
The first time I heard that, I thought like they were having an earthquake that night. I'm not even joking. It was that fucking loud. I was like, dude, what's going on in your house? Oh, the wife, she started the dryer.
It was like, those pesky Asian girls trying to get out of the closet again.
Russian up here.
Well, Russian. You'll have a Russian go.
Is it Russians or Eskimos?
No, they're farther north.
Oh, okay.
We don't mess with the tundra Wookiees. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Oh my god. Okay. Side note, podcast will be called Tundra Wookiees. Not sure how Rip Medical Debt's going to feel about that, but...
Well, no, other than that, speaking of healthcare, talking to Snafu, in case there's any listeners out there, he's doing well. He's still full of piss and vinegar. So he's still hanging in there.
Dude needs to get some fiber in his diet.
I think so.
All that vinegar.
He's still full of shit.
For those wondering, I am working on the Snafu Music Hour. You just don't realize how long his fucking music hour is.
Snafu Music Month.
People don't realize how many songs that man has sent into us. Like, holy fucking Christ. There for a while, it was
he loves his music.
Well, every other day, it was like 5, 6, 3, 10 songs. Then he sent me a whole goddamn list that would probably fill up most people's fucking MP3 players back in the early 90s. It's like, holy shit, dude. I love him to death. But damn, now I gotta sit here and pull all of this shit and make sure that our license covers it. It's like... oh my god.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's kind of fucked up about the licensing.
Like,
it covers music, but not all music.
Yeah.
It's set up for you to fuck up. It really is. And a lot of people get upset because they have to go through like a 3-part process to listen to the player on the website. What people don't understand is I have to make that on there because I have to follow rules so that the music license covers us and we don't get fucking sued. Yeah, that's what, like back in the beginning, you just clicked it and it played.
Exactly.
And you can't do that anymore.
They changed it in sometime in 2017. We had until 2018. That was when I decided to change it. I waited till the last possible fucking moment because it is such a headache to do something like that. And I hated doing it. I didn't want to do it. Had to do it. Didn't want to do it. Had to do it. But yeah, it's stupid. And then the way that music license work for online is they go by listening hours. They don't go by songs played 90% of the time. They go by listening hours. So if we got a certain amount of listening hours in a month and we were under our quota, we don't have to pay any extra. We just pay what we do per month. If we go 1 minute over, we have to pay twice that. That's how a music license works here on the internet. So,
which is a little insane, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, and I'm not complaining about our license provider. Great fucking people. No, our license provider, not the license fees. License provider that we have is fucking wonderful. We've talked to him personally. He's actually the guy who actually owns Pro Streaming Network, who gives us the ability to have the player which you guys are listening to on your computer right now. So thank you so much, Wes. He's actually prior service. But yeah, the music fees are ridiculous for someone of our stature, a company of our stature. And what I mean by that is most of the time we don't break, 500 hours a month in actual music time. They don't count live listens. They usually count just music listens in a normal day when we don't have a show scheduled. And I think our quota is like 3 or 4, probably 10 times that. So you can imagine we don't reach our quota very often, even get close when it comes to music. Shows, we can fucking reach our quota real easily if we have fucking shows on here. Because actually, our last Up in Arms marathon, the one that we just recently had, I looked at the stats for that, and there was a couple hundred people that listened, and that was about 6 hours long. That's how long the marathon was. So you take a couple hundred people, multiply that by however many hours the shows was, then that's how many listening hours there was for that couple of hundred people. That's how they determine your music fee, license fee, each month. So you guys just got a lesson in how I have to do all this fucking math in my goddamn head to make sure we don't go over our quota each month. And then back before Google allowed me to pay the bills for the radio, she accidentally paid like 4 months up front because it didn't send her a confirmation email right away. Do you remember that, Google?
I remember that.
She was like, it's not going through. And I'm like, did you get a confirmation email? No! No joke. 5 minutes later, she gets like 5 or 6 confirmation emails, and I'm not having to worry about the fucking fees for like 5 months.
Hey, man, it worked out.
Don't worry, Google. My wife's done that too. She's paid the trash for like a full year. We're good.
That's great.
Shit
But yeah,
yep.
We're not complaining at all to any of our providers. What we are complaining about is the way that corporates, companies have basically taken over small companies like us and are putting us into a corner, for lack of a better term. And if you don't do it, you're fucked. You can't do it, or you're going to jail, or you're getting sued, or you have to pay it. One of the two. So if we don't have donations 1 month, it comes out of our pockets. And that's how this works. But yeah. So how are you guys doing?
Fantabulous.
Fantabulous, yes.
So when the GPS was first implemented, my brother found this. Time and date function was defined by 10-bit numbers. So unlike the Georgian calendar, which uses year, month, and date format, the GPS date is a week number, or WN. The WN is transmitted as a 10-bit field in navigation messages and rolls over or resets to 0 every 1,024 weeks.
Oh, well.
So it resets every couple of years. That's basically what it's saying.
Yeah, Knowledge did a great job of explaining it there in the chat as well.
But it does nothing.
Yeah, it does absolutely nothing. It just... So why the fuck did they make a goddamn big deal out of this shit? That's my question. And I wasn't reading that in chat. I just flipped over to the tab. Sorry. This is radio. You're supposed to speak when nobody else is speaking.
Well, I was trying to read what Noggs wrote. I'm still fucking confused.
He said what I just said, except he tried to put it out into a scientific format.
Right, but I was confused by what you said, so I was hoping that maybe
the way it works is the GPS system's calendar resets every 1,024 weeks. It has since it was first made. That's basically what it comes down to.
Our listeners is very smart.
Why it does it, we have no fucking clue, apparently.
Right, and that's what I'm confused about. Why it does it.
I read that article. I read that article that my brother found, and it really didn't explain why it happens. It's just like, it uses a 10-bit format coding system, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's great. Why the fuck does it do it?
Right.
I don't give a fuck about the
have the
code.
answer to that.
I'm sure Noggs is going to give us some bullshit answer here in a minute.
No.
Not Noggs. Noggs wouldn't bullshit us. He would be upfront and perfectly honest with us.
Right. Don't believe you, Bo.
Why don't you believe me? You'll believe him over me? What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Just to give everybody a clue in as to Up in Arms and Media Litter Sandwich, Up in Arms is running right now every Thursday at 20:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In a few weeks, we will have Media Litter Sandwich running at 1907 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My God, I have to keep up with every fucking body's goddamn... So look forward to that in a few weeks. Like I've said in a few previous shows of Barracks Talk, Media Litter Sandwich format has changed a little bit. Now it's just Toad and interviewing people. His other co-hosts are not there, to my knowledge. If he wants to say in chat, because he's there tonight, please tell us. But yeah, that is Media Litter Sandwich coming in a few weeks. We haven't got a perfect date set yet because of all the shit that's been going on with my room and the medical shit and DV6 being a dick and, stuff like that. So yeah, that's how this works.
Okay, so Nog said that it's that way because in 1980, the limits of computing technology were not as advanced as 1982 to 1984 when the RAM size was 1 kilobyte.
Yeah, that still doesn't make sense to me, seeing as how we've advanced in technology 10,000 fucking millennia in the last 20 years, and we still can't make it so that it doesn't reset every 1,000 weeks.
Well, the satellites are just slower. We'd have to pull them out of space.
No, we wouldn't. We could update them. We could upgrade them. We upgrade the fucking ISS every fucking few years, but we can't upgrade a goddamn GPS satellite. Come the fuck... Whatever. Whatever. We need to go to break. It is 20-something. I can't find my clock. What time is it?
It's 2019.
2019. I said clock, not year. I'm trying to go to break.
Well, it's 22:25.
22:25. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I knew it was 20-something. God damn it. You're fucking with me. Anyway, you're listening to Barracks Talk on dvradio.net on Bonerwood. We got Recoil, Google, and Oink, and Stupid Junk that's in the news on the other side. Stay tuned.
Let's get it on. We've got some red beat for you. The music. Let's go.
You're listening to WTVR on dvradio.net. By veterans, for veterans.
Simply made for you.
You're listening to Barracks Talk on dvradio.net.
You big dummy.
And now, it's time to find out what stupid junk is in the news.
All right. We have me doing the news today. I know last week Oink did it. How did that go?
It was amazing.
Amazing.
It was. And it's night, it's not day unless you're where Oink is.
That's right.
Oh.
It was very professional. Both 60 Minutes and 2020 tried to hire him out from under us.
They did.
Yeah, right.
I heard he got a proposition from Fox this afternoon.
You got a proposition from Joe Biden?
Yes.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna.
That's a scary thought. That is really a scary thought. All right, so let's just get started. When I saw this article, I actually wondered if this lady had heard about the jogger from a few weeks ago, because a mom tackles a mountain lion that was biting her 7-year-old boy. I was like, I wonder if she heard about the jogger who ended up killing one.
Was it Joe Biden?
No.
Oh, she okay.
When mom Chelsea Bromley
It ran away.
So Chelsea Bromley went to check on a ruckus in the yard where her 7-year-old son had gone to play on Friday afternoon, and she discovered a young mountain lion had pinned the boy to the ground with its jaws clamped on his arm. So, I mean, I guess if it's a young mountain lion, it's not as big as a regular one.
All right, so got it. Chelsea Manning wrestles.
So the dad said she jumped on top of this thing, but it just wouldn't let go of Zach's forearm. So she then had to pry this cougar's jaw open. She told me she couldn't do it for 2 or 3 seconds, but then she screamed help and it just let go and ran off, and there was blood everywhere.
Now she's been infected. She's going to be a cougar. Her son's friends really need to watch out in the future.
Her son is 7. I don't think she's going to go for that young of an age, but you never know. The child was airlifted to a hospital where he received stitches for bite wounds on his arm and head.
So, moral of the story, grab these mountain lions, scream help, and they'll run away.
Right?
Or option B, choke the living shit out of them.
Oh, man.
Like the jogger.
You know.
And I have to say that I actually laughed at Recoil's joke, but I was pissing, so I didn't have time to respond. That was fucking hilarious. The boy's friends will have to look out in the future because she got infected and she will be a cougar.
I know, right? And by the way, that's happening in Canada. So, the mom just had some minor bite marks on her hand. Authorities
just
later.
yelled help. She yelled help, eh?
I was about to say. All I can think of is Bobby's World. Oh, don't you know that mountain lion came after me? Don't you know? Oh, hey.
Authorities later tracked and killed 2 young mountain lions, even though only one was involved, in Lake Cowichan on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. And they said the cougars were both very emaciated, very skinny, and in very poor overall condition, very light for their size. So he was just hungry.
That's what she said.
Well, then they should have left to have the kid.
I know.
Poor thing.
So there you go. So two mountain lions were killed because one attacked a boy.
So I got a feeling that Stephen King's going to write his next novel, and it's going to be called Cougar Joe.
Oh, man. I think, Oink, you sent this one in. I think maybe it was Recoil. I can't keep track of this anymore. Couple having sex outdoors in Bigfoot costumes get accidentally shot by hunters.
Oh my God.
Was it Bigfoot season or what?
Man, did you see that Sasquatch? He's just going at it over there with that other.
So 43-year-old Chris Mumford and 41-year-old Janet Smith were wearing disguises and engaging in loud sex in a wooded area a few miles out of Woodsfield, Ohio, when they were spotted by local hunters.
Wait, what kind of loud sex moans are you making that someone is going to see you dressed up as Bigfoot and think, oh, that's an animal right there, better shoot it? What are you doing? Is that what you're doing? Like, what the fuck? Like,
she was a snatch squash.
all I can think of is that turtle video that goes around where the turtle's humping that rock or whatever, and he's like,
well, you know them Sasquatches, they are kind of kin to them tundra Wookiees up here.
Fucking tundra Wookie.
Jared Burns and his son were patrolling their property with rifles in hand, looking for signs of bears that may have awakened early from their hibernation when he saw the hairy creatures. So it's not even they were in the woods. They were on someone's property.
Not only that, the dude thought they sounded like bears. Do you know what kind of noises you have to make during sex to sound like a fucking bear? No. They were engaging in loud sex. That's what you said. So it tells me that the guy seen them dressed as quote unquote Bigfoot bears and then heard the fucking moans of sex and were like, them's bears, better shoot them.
No. They were looking for bears.
Well, Jethro and Cletus are out there. They're like, they're fucking shoot them.
They didn't think they were bears because Mr. Burns made a statement and said it looked like a couple of gorillas mating like crazy. They were standing over 6 foot tall and kept growling and moaning. They really looked like wild creatures. I know there aren't any apes around here, but this is Bigfoot territory. We really thought this was our chance to kill one and finally prove they exist.
Did you say Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Is this The Simpsons or what?
I was getting ready to say,
it's like, shoot him, Smithers.
Oh, man.
Not my Butterfinger, dude.
The two men fired 8 shots, hitting Mr. Mumford 3 times in the shoulder, the leg, and the abdomen, and hitting Miss Smith twice in the thigh and the forearm. Fortunately, the couple started screaming and swearing after getting shot, helping the hunters realize their mistake and called 911.
Okay, now take this in for a second, everybody.
Just imagine this whole scene.
They were growling to the point that people thought they were actually animals during sex. Do you realize...
Yeah, but
stop with the wearing shit. I don't care what the fuck they were wearing. I don't give a good goddamn. I don't give a good goddamn if they were wearing banana suits. I'm not gonna think that fucking bananas mutated and are fucking having sex in my front yard. Okay. The moans apparently is what got these guys. Oh, them's animals right there. Better sure don't get them off my property. That's what went through these two guys' minds.
Best part is it took 8 rounds to get them to stop fucking.
Well, they missed 2 rounds. Only 6 rounds hit them. So where'd the other 2 go? That's what I want to know.
About? They hit. Hold on.
6, 3, and 3.
They hit twice in the thigh. Right,
2,
that's 2.
2.
They hit Mr. Mumford 3 times in the shoulder, so that's 5.
Oh, I thought you said 3 times, as in he got shot 3 times in the shoulder, abdomen, and wherever else he got shot. That's what I was counting as 3, not 3 once in the shoulder. Holy shit, what were they fucking firing? Goddamn automatic weapons? Holy shit, that dude had to have been standing there for a good, I don't know, 10 seconds to get shot 3 times in the exact same spot. Holy
I don't know.
I'm going hunting bears. Let me take my 22.
Mr. Burns. The county sheriff's office has opened an investigation to determine the exact circumstances of the incident, and criminal charges could eventually be filed against the negligent hunters. Mr. Burns remains convinced that Sasquatches exist and says he won't hesitate to kill it if he sees a real one.
Yeah, this is one of those, I tell you, I was back on back 40 the other day. Man, these 2 damn Bigfoot were just a humping, let me tell you what, boy.
I know, right?
That's what I imagine right now. Yes, I'm from North Carolina, but let me tell you, we don't have people like that in North Carolina unless they, like, fucking migrated from Kentucky here, okay?
All right, so So Oink sent this one in, and he said, Bo, you're going to be kind of mad about this. Director of Human Rights Commission suspended after social media free speech controversy. This is from Anchorage, Alaska.
Why am I going to be
And
mad?
the picture that's with it is a note scribbled on the back of a business card, and it said... Hold on. So the note says, please do not park this truck with that offensive sticker in this parking lot. And the offensive sticker apparently is one of those Black Rifle Matters stickers.
What?
Yes, that is the.
Remember that
offensive
nice
sticker.
little gem that you sent us about the Alaska Human Rights Commission leaving some business cards on the guy's truck because he had a Black Rifles Matters decal on the back of his pickup truck?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, this is a follow-up to that story.
I'm trying to find it.
Well, the executive director of the Alaska Human Rights Commission will be suspended for 15 working days without pay, the commission announced Friday afternoon after a lengthy executive session that took part of 2 days to complete. Yeah.
Wait, did
I
we
guess
talk
he
about
was
this on the
offended.
show? Did we talk about this on the show?
No, this is just a private thing that you'd sent to
Oh,
us.
because I was getting ready to say, I don't remember talking about this
Yeah,
on the
no,
show,
no.
but I remember that decal. Because I was like, how stupid is this that people don't get it? Because they were getting really offended. Now, fuck the world, man. Fuck this shit.
See, I told you I'd get her aroused.
Well, TV Oink had sent a link for like the backstory of it, and one of the posters posted the article and stuff. And one of the comments is, "They need to be fired." I put their comment in comments.
Oh my god!
What the fuck over?
Fucking
Yeah, she
jerk
was-
off. That's the kid that needs to go home into the basement and jerk off a little bit more and be satisfied.
Well, there may be an order being placed soon for a bag of dicks and some anal bleach going to certain people.
But what's funny about this is another commenter put, "I agree the BLM was a racist movement, but the sticker says Black Rifles Matter."
Right.
So
It's a fucking play on goddamn words. Holy fuck. Go fuck yourselves, people. What happened to, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's not funny. I'm going to mind my own business. Oh, wait. We're in 2019.
yeah, right. Some people did create a meme, and it has a little Facebook flag, and it says, and the Black Rifles Matter logo with the rifle, and it says "marked safe" from Alaska State Coast for Human Rights parking lot today. So that's
great.
There you have it.
I love the people that can have a sense of humor about this. There are some politicians that won't show you in real life. They love this shit. And then you've got their other politicians like Cortez. Cow farts matter.
Well, like I said earlier this week, she wants to get rid of cow farts, but we don't have to get rid of cows. We just need to get rid of cow grains.
I'm not even going to right now. We've already taken this segment way too long, and we're only on the second fucking article. Jesus Christ,
all right.
this world.
A 3D printed flying Iron Man suit has graced the real world.
I want that.
It really doesn't look like an Iron Man suit, but okay. We'll just go.
I seen the Iron Man picture. I just didn't read the article.
Well, yeah, we'll go down to where they show the video. The picture of Iron Man does not at all look like what the guy is wearing.
No.
Just a few avenues west of where Stark Tower is said to stand, the real world, by which I do mean the one that we actually live in, at least until we can perfect the multiverse hopper, just debuted its very own take on Iron Man. This launched on April 3rd on the deck of New York City's Riverside landmark, the USS Intrepid. The fledgling company Gravity Industries showed off the world's first fully 3D printed jet suit.
Back in the day, I had some respect for Nerdist, but now they've done gone and lost their fucking minds. Dude, that looks like some shit out of RoboCop the remake. That's exactly what it looks like.
I'll post the link in radio chat so all
Done
our
did.
listeners can
We did.
can watch the video.
Because that's what I was laughing at while you were talking. I seen it, and I didn't even press play. I started fucking laughing, and then I see him take off, and I'm like, dude, that looks nothing like Iron Man. Not only that, you have fucking flammable tubes around your arms and wrists. You are a fucking idiot.
Hold my beer.
Well,
Right?
Well, thankfully, no one was injured according to this article, but we're not sure about that.
But they're not telling you about the 6,800 times before that.
I know, right? So there you have it. All right, moving right along. Vehicle crashes into Taco Bell. Driver arrested on suspicion of drunken driving.
Maybe he had to go to the bathroom.
Dude, it wasn't beer. It was the munchies, man.
Yeah, I went there. I fucking went there.
Police arrested a 25-year-old man on suspicion of first offense drunken driving after they say he lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a Taco Bell. Now, what's funny about this, there's a roundabout before the Taco Bell, and instead of going around, he went straight through it. So, I'm like, that's great.
I hate roundabouts. Roundabouts are the biggest, dumbest thing any fucking road has ever invented in the entire fucking history of roads.
The driver lost control of the vehicle in the intersection's roundabout, and the vehicle ended up in the Taco Bell drive-thru after hitting the building and a sign. Like, he took out the fucking... He did take out the drive-thru.
You know how fast you gotta be going to miss a roundabout, though? In a drive-thru on top of that? Holy fuck. Just imagine how fast this guy was going. We're not talking 5 or 10 miles an hour like most of us fucking do in a fucking drive-thru. We're talking like probably in excess of 45.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Sad thing is, I actually serve somebody that lives in that town, and it's not the first time it's been hit. It's been hit by tornadoes and everything.
Oh my god! It sounds like when this woman ran into the fucking McDonald's that I worked at. She was like, I didn't see the building. You didn't see the building? Bitch, it's the only fucking building in the middle of the goddamn parking lot. How could you not see this big-ass fucking golden arch?
I'm laughing because I watched the video.
There's
Where's
a video.
this place at?
Appleton, Wisconsin.
There's a video?
Yeah, the article, you gotta scroll down.
There's a video. Yep.
I'm trying to find the URL because I don't know which one it is.
Oh, man.
There's
I'll
so
drop
many.
in a radio chat.
Okay.
Oh, man. The vehicle is pretty fucking priceless.
This is the Google Giggles moment, brought to you by Barracks Talk and Google.
Don't worry, in podcast, this 15-minute segment will be cut out.
Right?
Just when you watch the video, watch it comes from left to right.
I'm going. All these watch live ads.
Oh, man.
It is quite hilarious.
Holy shit! What the fuck? Dude pulling some Fast and Furious Need for Speed shit right there. Holy fucking Christ.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's arrested on suspicion of drunk driving.
I think Bo was right. He had to pee. Like, bad.
Dude had some serious fucking diarrhea is what it is.
Man. And it's like
no, that was after. That was after the talk.
I watched it like 7 times.
Oh.
Alright, moving along to our next story. This one's kind of funny too. 2 men arrested after they took turns shooting at each other. Sorry.
Wow.
Ooh, I'm crying because I was laughing so much. Like, I've got tears coming out of my eyes. It's great. This happened in Arkansas. I know you say Arkansas, but it's written as Arkansas. So two Arkansas men have been arrested on suspicion of aggravated assault after police say they shot each other while taking turns wearing a bulletproof vest. So what happened in this one is that they were just hanging out at their friend's house, and my fucking screen just went blank. Sorry. They were hanging out at it, like in the backyard, having some beers, and they wanted to try out this brand new bulletproof vest. So they took turns putting it on and shooting at each other.
Why's it always got to be beer? Why can't it be whiskey or vodka or something?
know.
Like, holy shit, it's always beer.
I don't know. But I guess they were taken to the hospital. They were also arrested. But the shot left a red mark on the one guy's chest, and that he was angry because it hurt.
So he made the other guy put it on, and then unloaded the clip into his back.
Wow. See, I remember growing up, everybody used to tell me that when they were kids, they would go out in the woods and take 22 rifles and shoot them at each other because it was 22s, and back then they didn't know you could actually die from a fucking bullet coming at you. And now you got people taking bulletproof vests, shooting each other, not dying, and learning their lesson. This is the world we live in.
I know, right? Well, I mean, this one, DV Oink also sent in, man's, there's a video of this one too, I can't watch it.
I seen this on CBS this morning or some fucking news show. I couldn't believe it.
Oh man stole chainsaw by sticking it in his pants. And there is security video of this.
I really hope he went to Toys R Us or something to the equivalent thereof.
No, he didn't. He was at an actual store. So he took a chainsaw, stuffed it down his pants, and covered the handle with his jacket, and then he walked outside, got into his pickup truck, and drove off. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
All I can think of is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Chainsaw down their pants.
All I can think of.
That's what I call packing some heat.
Right. All I can think of is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, when they had the biggest chainsaw that was made back then. I think it's 18 inches to 20 inches long. And all I can imagine is this guy trying to put this fucking huge-ass chainsaw in his goddamn pants right now.
Well, there's a video. You can watch him.
I really don't want to see a dude try and stick a fucking chainsaw down. I'm just imagining this right now, and it's not pretty. So,
well, we can definitely say he wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
I know, right? Man admits ghost did not plant meth in his home.
What?
Yes. So, Michael Ottenberry, 60, was arrested back in October after police arrived at his home in response to a purported assault. He had called 911, stating that he had been stabbed on the head by an axe. Well, when the cops showed up, there was no evidence that this actually occurred. They did, when they looked in the house, they did find a bag, a brown paper bag containing approximately 1 gram of methamphetamine. And so when the cops asked him about it, he said that a ghost or intruders planted the drugs before climbing out a bedroom window. This claim, investigators determined, was not accurate.
I'm not sure what to say right now.
So there you go. Ghosts don't plant drugs. Just keep that in mind. And they don't have to climb out bedroom windows because they can just float through the doors and walls and stuff. He was charged with narcotics.
I'm guessing the ghost was from the 18th, 19th century and was wearing either a time period dress or a suit.
I don't know. I am wondering if it was Casper the ghost.
Well, I've yet to see
Pretty sure it
anybody.
wasn't Patrick Swayze.
I've yet to see anybody see a fucking ghost from relatively around this present time. So that's why I asked.
So, so he was charged with narcotics possession and making a false report to the police. Ottenberry subsequently pleaded guilty to the felony drug charge, but obviously he's now admitted that the ghost did not plant the meth in his house. He was sentenced to serve a 6 months at hard labor. Now, in parentheses, they included this, which is Louisiana for time in state custody where nobody's breaking rocks in the hot sun. I guess they had to specify because people think that still happens.
It should still happen.
Yeah, they should still be doing fucking hard labor.
Oh my god, man. Alright. Well, I have put in the news chat that was it for the stories, and then DV Recoil dropped a story, which is kind of funny, but kind of not. So, I don't know. Bo, what do you think?
You can save it for next week.
We could do that too. Well, we can do that. Let's save it for next week.
I'm waiting on the magic words.
Then we are all done.
So, thank you all for tuning in to Barracks Talk tonight. Recoil, before we tell them about the great shit that we've got going on, what can they do if they don't want to listen to Barracks Talk or get on our website or do social media?
Right. If you want to get away from the standard social media, you can head over to our forum at dvbarracks.com. That's dvbarracks.com. Once you get over there, you can create an account using either your email or your Facebook login. Once you have an account created, you can go to the top right-hand corner of the screen, click on your profile. You can change your profile picture to any picture you want to use, and you can change your name to any call sign that you want to use. Once you've done that, you are free to use the forum in anonymity. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's all your typical DV fuckery, but then there's also my personal favorite section, which is the peer support section. That's brothers and sisters like you and me looking out for brothers and sisters like you and me. So, one more time, that's dvbarracks.com. dvbarracks.com.
Head over there now to dvbarracks.com. It's the DV forum. You need to go sign up right now and don't wait. Thank you to Mikel Burroughs from ripmedicaldebt.org. Go check them out. Wonderful interview, wonderful nonprofit. Spread the word about what they're doing. Also, if you want a DV farm coin, mydvstore.com. They're only $24 and it's only a limited run, so please get those right now. Smile.amazon.com. Make DV farm your charity of choice. No hidden fees or extra costs, and all of that portion that Amazon takes away from your shopping cart goes directly to the DV Farm. Again, at smile.amazon.com. Make DV Farm your charity of choice. If you want to give directly to the DV Farm, go to dvfarm.org. You can also see updated news links, pictures, stuff like that. Anything that I'm forgetting, you all know our fucking social media. If you don't, go back until you find one of our fucking podcasts that does. I think that's it. Recoil, anything that you'd like to tell our lovely people tonight?
As always, be safe. Keep looking out for each other, fuckers.
Google.
Don't stuff a chainsaw down your pants.
Point.
Good advice.
Good advice, exactly. No glove, no love. We don't need you reproducing, especially if you're as dumb as AOC.
And don't forget that if you're not black, you can't act black and think everything will be okay. For everyone here at Barracks Talk, including DB6, who is not with us right now, I'm Boner Wood. That's Google, Recoil, and Oik. You just heard us do Barracks Talk right here on dvradio.net, WDBR. Until next week, Popsicles. Bye-bye.
Hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
That's all, folks. Goodbye, motherfucker!
DV Radio.
And we're clear.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Uh-huh.
They're done.
Yeah, all done.
That's so cute.
All done.
Okay, so lessons learned tonight. Do not wear Wookiee costumes and go out in the forest.